Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Wherever you are in the world today, I hope that you are doing great. Hope that all is pleasant for you. And most importantly, my friends, I hope that you are in good health. Once again, welcome to the Common Sense channel. On this channel, my friends, we get to talk about those things that people know, that people have thought about, but don't often have the time to discuss. These are the things we discuss here on the Common Sense channel. So, once again, welcome to the Common Sense channel. For today's video, we're going to be discussing the two types of people in our world. And this is not new. If this individual has always been around, it's just that society, not all of society know them. And not all of society has been able to pinpoint to say, these are the people. It's a specific group of people. I mean, when I say a specific group of people, I'm talking about those who are the master of themselves and are the masters of others. And these are wise people, intelligent human beings that have understood these types of people. For example, as we will talk about them, there are those who want to abuse you, and there are those who want you to abuse them. And there are those who want you to use you, and there are those who want to be used by you. The reason why I'm doing this video because there is a song, and it starts by saying, "Sweet dreams are made of these." A sweet dream is the way they say it, but the sweet dreams are made of this. Who am I to disagree? I've traveled the world in the 7 seas. Everybody is looking for something. And then it goes by saying, some of them want to be used. Some of them want to be used by you. Some of them want to abuse you, and some of them want to be abused by you. Some of them want to be used by you, and some of them want to use you. You understand? It's just how the world is. So we're talking about these people today from a perspective of common sense. As I say, from the Common Sense channel perspective. Because these people do exist in our world. And sometimes those who allow them to abuse them have allowed them to abuse them to a point where it's almost as if they're not getting anything in return. And I think it should be it should be reciprocal. And that's what the song was talking about. That if someone is going to use you, that you should use them too. If someone is going to abuse you, that you should be able to abuse them too. But it shouldn't be the opposite of them abusing you all the time. But to understand that phenomena is to understand that there are people that would take abuse, even at the detriment, even at all costs. They will continuously take abuse. When it's supposed to be the opposite, you know what I mean? Like if you're in a relationship and someone is abusing you, that's not what you want to see happen, because no one go into a relationship expecting someone to do that to them. But that do happens sometimes, most of the times, because this musician, I think it was a British pop band. They were famous in the, I think, 80s. Because I remember hearing that song when I was a little boy, but I didn't know what it was talking about. But now when I think of it, it makes a lot of sense. And that's the evolution that all of us must come to. Like there are points in our lives where we're not knowledgeable. And then as time goes by, we must become knowledgeable. We must become to understand some of the things, some of the mistakes that we made in our life and those that we must evolve with, because mistake is part of life. It's just like evil, evil and good, these two things go together. You cannot extrapolate evil from good, and you cannot extrapolate good from evil. You know, these two, they compensate each other because in order for there to be evil, there must be good. But most of the time, they're evil because human beings are predisposed to want something. And wherever they are greed, then people will do things beyond um, their intended expectation. That is, if you allow them to do that, you see? And that's where the song comes into the picture. Sweet dreams are made of this. Who am I? Even the musician is saying, who am I to disagree? I'm not going to say that these people don't exist because I've traveled 7 seas. 7 seas would be the 7 continents this person has traveled, and they've seen these people in all of these cultural um, and language barriers and societies, civilization they've been to. They've seen these people do exist. So the pimps, and this is one of those things that is hard to understand. How can one individual, a pimp, runs the minds and the thinking process of all these women or sometimes men without them saying or doing anything, or even fighting back? How is that happen? Some people might explain that, oh, it's by force or coercion, but I don't think so. It's a I don't want to say it's a phenomenon because you can explain it, but it's just these people that want to be used by others. This is how their entire that's how they are made. Their genetic makeup is formulated that way. And even if others who are outside of their environment are seeing it and saying to them, what's wrong with you? Why can't you wake up? You're being used, you've been abused, you're being trashed. Why can't you see what's happening to you? But for some reason, they're not seeing it because they are prone to abuse. They're prone to being taken advantage of. This is almost part of their DNA. So even if you're seeing it, it won't make no sense to them. And I think that's why a lot of people get frustrated and say, you know what, I'm not even doing anything. I'm just going to be part of it too. Because I'm trying to help them see the light, but they're not willing to see it. So I think something must be happening here that maybe they like what's happening to them. You know, although some people say, oh, you can suffer people, but there are people that love suffering. There are people that love um, poverty. There are people that love the lifestyle they live. If you ever work with individuals that are involved in illicit drugs, and if you're trying to get them rehabilitated, you see that a lot of these people that work with people like that, people who are drugs addict, people who abuse illicit substances or drugs, if you ever work with them, you see, no matter how you try, they'll still go right back. It's called relapse. They'll still relapse into that same behavior, you know. But to understand these things is to understand that these people exist. They'll always exist in our world. Those who want to be abused by others, and those who are willing to abuse you, or those who you have allowed to abuse you. So you understand? And any human beings that notice that you are someone that want to be abused by them, They abuse you. There are people in our world, this is true, that if you are having sexual interaction with them, if you don't use physical force on them, hmm, they're not gonna arouse. It's not gonna arouse them. You understand? You have to be physical some way. Some you have to whip them, men and women, with a physical object for that to stimulate them. They are here, they are in our world. You understand? There are those that if they want to go into something like that with you, if they don't create a fight or some fuss, that's what makes them, arouse them to feel like you love them. Some people, if you're not physical with them, they don't think you love them. Or some people, if you're not verbally abusive to them, they don't think you love them. Yeah, these people are in our world. And we don't know how many millions of them that are in our world. So you see, so why am I saying this? I'm doing this video because there are pimps out here in our world. When I talk of pimps, I'm not saying um, people who, it could be two, people who send out women and men to prostitute themselves for financial gain or any other gains out here. And that could be one of them too. But there are pimping people out here that are political pimps, that are religious pimps, that are spiritual pimps, that are cabal pimps, that are secret society pimps. And they are out here. One thing that they understand is that there are people in our world that want to be used by them. That these individuals do not see their relationship as reciprocal, you understand? That they see it as them just giving to the world, as if they have no sense of, I want something back. You understand what I'm saying? That I want something back, that our relationship cannot just be a one-way street, that it has to be you give me, I give you back, and you give me, I give you back. The more you give me, the more I give back. I personally believe that that's how our relationship must be. If I'm giving you back my love, my affections, and all of those things that are emotionally attached to me, and I'm giving them back to you, or I'm giving them to you, I expect you to do the same. I'd expect you to do the same and more. Cannot be one way. It has to be both ways. It cannot be me giving you 100% all the time and you're giving me 0, or you're giving me 50%. Understand? It has to be at the same level. That's a healthy relationship. That's a healthy interaction. That is, my friend, a healthy environment. And ultimately, my friends, that is a healthy relationship. But in order for you to understand why people do what they do, is to know that you will always encounter these people. And sometimes you ask them, what's wrong with them? And sometimes you will try to question in your head, isn't this insanity? If you ever encounter someone who is in an abusive relationship, You can see because you are standing from the outside and they are in a glass house. A glass house is anything that you can stand from the outside and look in and see what is happening within. And you are seeing all the signs of abuse. You are seeing all the signs that this individual is just giving their all and receiving nothing back. And it turns out this person is your friend. It's someone that you hold dear to your heart, but they are not able to see what you are seeing. You understand? And let me tell you, friends, it's because they are one of those people that are willing to give, willing to be abused by others, willing to be used by others, and not get anything back. And there are these people in our world that are like that. And for the most part, my friends, there's nothing you can do. The only thing you can do, my friends, is not to give up. Is not to give up on them. If it's your calling to rescue that person, to help them see the light, you must continuously do it. For me, that's the drive. That's the drive. That's the thing that makes me come on my channel all the time and do these videos. Because I understand there are people in our world that are like that. You know, you find them everywhere. They're not just in one country. They're not just in one civilization or society. You find them everywhere in our world. Yes, you find them. And you find them, some of them dress nice, some of them look nice, some of them speaks intelligently, some of them looks intelligent or intelligently, but yet beneath the facade is that person that always seek the validation of others. They've always tried to please others, even at the detriment. They are not willing to see that people do not appreciate their value or value them. People do not appreciate their contribution to society, to humanity. People just take them for who they are, for who they see them to be based on how they present themselves to those who they want to enslave themselves to. And let me tell you, there are people out here, that's the second group of people that will take advantage of you if you allow them to. And that's what the band Sweet Dreams Are Made of the song was talking about. They want you to abuse them, and they want to abuse you too. But for the most part, they want you to abuse them. And once they notice that you are the dominant force, they'll allow you all time to abuse them. Because like we all wanna be in control. All humans wants to be in control. But like some people would see that this person right here is more dominant, even though they want to be in control, but they'll let them be because they see their dominant force. So they'll allow them to dominate them. And there are people that are going to be like, no, you can't dominate me. I'm also here to use you too. So if you think you're going to come into this relationship with me and you're going to be using me all the time without giving me anything back in return, it's not going to work. We have to be in this 50-50, 100%. Then I'm just giving. Those people, my friends, are moving towards enlightenment or are enlightened. My thing is, if you get to that level, you must be able to enlighten those who are in the same situation that you were in and help them move out of that situation. That's why people come in and do. Some people will try to educate people. And if you don't know, every human being on this planet is a server. Like, you're serving no matter what your degree is, your capacity, your abilities. You are serving. You are a servant to society. So if you're teaching people, you're enlightening people, you're serving. So I think if each of us can try to look at these people in our society, in our world, and try to help them understand that these pimps out here are not only trying to pimp them for now, they are trying to pimp them into perpetuality. They are trying to pimp them not just the person that they are. They are trying to pimp them from one generation to another. So your goal is to let that community know, that society, that race of people, that individual of a person know that you can be in this relationship forever. It's not healthy. It's not reciprocal. It's not beneficial. It's not a good relationship. It's high time that you see it and you move out. Even though you see suffering and pain and agony and poverty as your way now, because maybe generation before you have gone through it, so you think that's it, there's no way out. No, there's always a way out. And that way out is to be in a relationship with this person, with these entities that is more beneficiary to you, that is more prosperous to you than receiving nothing, absolutely nothing. So sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? I travel the world in the seven seas. Everybody is looking for something. Some of them want to be used, and some of them want to use you. Some of them want to be abused, and some of them want to abuse you. Understand? Some of them want to be abused, and some of them want to abuse you. Some of them want to be abused by you. So you see it? So these are the two types of people. Some people call them weak, and some people call them strong. Some people call them sheep, and some people call them shepherd. You get the point? At the end of the day, those are the two types of people. Those who want you to abuse them, and those who allow you. And those who allow, not only allow you, but those who want to abuse you, and those who want you to abuse them. They want to abuse you, but once they get into it, they notice that you are dominant, then they allow you to abuse them. True. They'll be like energetic, come into that relationship with all the zeal and power and strength and might. And then when they notice that you are dominant, they cave. And now, if you're someone that goes into that relationship to abuse them, you already find an opening. So you do it. They'll allow you because you're dominant. That's what the song was talking about, my friend. I think that's my interpretation. I've been hearing that song, Sweet Dreams Are Made of This, since I was a little child. But yeah, it makes more sense now. So like that's the reason why I always say once you discover yourself, everything will start making sense to you. I'm telling you, everything will start to make sense. And I think that's part of the human condition. It's part of the human evolution. We almost have evolved. Like if you have a child, your own child now, and from the time, I mean, you will be patient from the time they're like 5, 6, 7, 8. Like by the time they're 10 years old, you want to start to see changes, right? Some people expect the children to start to show sign of evolution by the time they're 5, 6, maybe 6 years old. So by that time, they should be able to potty train themselves. They should be able to use the bathroom without your help. They should be able to do things for themselves. Not maybe not brush their teeth properly or put on their clothes properly, but they should be able to do things on their own. But if a child is 6, 7, 8 and they're not doing these things, for most parents, that's a point of, you know, that's a concern. You know what I mean? That's a point where they start to ask questions. Some would take their kids to a doctor to check to see what's going on. All of these things are evolution, like you have to evolve. The changes that occurs as you grow, as you age. Some people never get to that. Some people, they are 40 years old. You see them walking. They look beautiful. They look handsome. They look as if they're intelligent, but they're not in terms of their development. They look intelligent. They speak well, but in terms of their development, they are not. And they know it too. Their entire goal is to please others, to make other people happy. Even at their detriment, they are willing to do that. And until you understand these people, some people understand them, and that's why you see abuse in relationship. Because when people first meet, they don't really understand the thinking process, those characteristics of the person that they're with, until with time these things start to show up and they see it. They're like, oh, no, this is what I was looking for. Some people can see it from the onset. If a woman wants to be ruled, like control, some people can see. If a man wants to be control, the woman can see it. Yeah, she can see it, and she will try her best to pretend as if she don't notice it. The man would do the same thing too, but if it keep happening, then he'll step in and say, well, I'm going to control you. And that's where abuse comes in. Now, someone looking from the outside, they can see it too. Yeah. And the point I'm trying to make is if that person is allowing this person to do it to them, there's nothing you can do because that's how they're programmed. The only thing you can, at that moment now, there's nothing you can do. But the only thing you can do is not give up on them, is to keep pressing on, keep trying to talk some sense into them, to tell them that look at what's happening to you. See it. And they themselves don't even know that they're being abused. But it's happening. And they're just allowing it. Same thing with our society. Yeah, same thing with our community. So until someone wake up and says, I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna be patient to intervene in my community to make sure that we are not treated this way. That something has to change. If it's in your family, if your family are going through abject poverty, you say, what can I do to stop this in its track so that it doesn't continue? That someone must break this. Some people call it generational curse. But these are all names to have some religious connotation to it. This is human nature, human behavior. That these such people exist in our world. It has nothing to do with religion. It's just how they're designed, they're programmed. There's going to be those people like the opposite and the reactions, the equal and opposite reaction. There are people that will go into relationship knowing that, hey, I'm going to try to take advantage of this relationship. Both of them come into it thinking that way. And then once they figure out that no, one is more dominant than the other, then the other one cave in. It's how it's always been. But whoever is caving must not cave to the point where it's at their detriment. That's what the essence of this video is. That you, at some point, you must wake up and say, no, 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 no. As I've always say on my video, the greatest thing that could ever happen to anyone, my friends, it's not the day you're born, not the day you graduate from high school, the day you became a lawyer, doctor, the day you became anything, teacher, an engineer. No, no. The greatest thing that could ever happen to you, my friends, is the day you discover yourself. So someone out there can preach, can see you being taken advantage of, can see your community and your race of people being taken advantage of, and they can preach, try to teach you, try to enlighten you and your community and your people. Until you see it, until you discovered it, you wouldn't know. You wouldn't even know that you're being taken advantage of or abused. But once you discover yourself, and this must happen individually, then everything starts to make sense to you. You will take positive steps without anyone telling you. That's why you can't change anyone if that person is not willing to change themselves. If you ever try, ask those people that try, especially people who work in treatment facilities or organization. They'll tell you, even your own kids. I mean, some of you have children, there's some of your kids that just always seeking gratification from other people. If you notice that from an early age, you got to intervene because that can be the detriment. If they're always waiting for other people to say, you're great, and not you, only you should be the one. As parents, you tell them, you are great. It shouldn't come from outside. But if they're looking to the outside for that, that's a problem. And if you notice that as parents, you try to fix it. Because if not, they'll become someone's victim. The pimps are out there. And these pimps, they know. Most of them are psychologists of the mind. They understand how people think. They are pimps. It doesn't matter if they're male or female. They understand how people think. They can spot a victim from a distance without even getting closer. And all of these victims, those people that want to be used by others, they can spot them from a distance, and they're just waiting for them to get closer so they can strike and control their minds. That's why you got the matrix. Without these people, there will be no matrix, because at least they'll be able to see the reality of what's happening to them and start to take positive moves and stand towards a healthy relationship that's based on reciprocity and based on give and take, that are more beneficial to them instead of their downfall. So I just want to thank, especially my new subscriber. I want to thank you for subscribing to the Common Sense channel. On this channel, my friends, we get to talk about those things that people know, that people have thought about, but don't often have the time to discuss. These, my friends, are the things we discuss here on the Common Sense channel. So welcome to this platform. And as I've always said, and will say again, I hope that you are doing great. Those who watch my videos, those who follow me, and those who will subscribe to my channel, I hope that you are doing great. I hope that all is pleasant for you. And most importantly, my friends, I hope that you are in good health. Thank you and have a great day.